Thomas, hey Dutch, I enjoy the podcast, so I've always been a huge fan of Eddie Guerrero. If he were alive today, what do you think his role would be? Maybe another run as champ, maybe have him be a part of the Judgment Day, or maybe just have him behind the scenes. Your thoughts on Eddie in general would be great. Thank you. Did you wrestle Eddie? Because I know you wrestled his brothers at times, didn't you?
Yeah, I wrestled his brother. I never wrestled Eddie, I don't think. I was in Puerto Rico with him. He came down, when he got suspended in WWF, I guess. He took some, and he came down for about a month, and I was around him then, but I think he was having a really, really hard time doing that because he was kind of in his own world, and he wasn't very talkative. And he wasn't unfriendly, but he was not over friendly. And because I think his mind was somewhere else.
Well, you might have go through withdrawal at the time because he got suspended due to drugs, and he had to clean up his act.
Well, if he got suspended for drugs, Puerto Rico was probably the place he did not want to be. That was the worst place for him to be. He could walk out on every street corner, anywhere on the island almost, and find it. You could even go to the drugstore and get, somas, the codeine pills or whatever that was over the counter. You didn't even have to have a prescription. So if you had a drug problem, don't go to Puerto Rico, or don't go there, because you'd have a worse problem, when you returned. So if Eddie was in the business today, first of all, I think he's past his working years, but I do think he would make a great, not a manager, but a advisor or consultant type to a Spanish heel. And then you could tell a great story about that because he was a good talker. And he could go out there and I think he would be good for maybe a year and a half, and then let him ease off. And he would be the type to have a retirement match. And I think it would draw well. Eddie Guerrero was just tremendous. He was a tremendous talent. He had a tremendous head for the business. And the people loved him. And of course, Bradshaw told me all about Eddie because he had that run with him, and man, he was great.
I had no idea that you booked Eddie, sort of probably about his darkest period as well.
Well, I booked him, but Carlos told me what to put him in. I guess he got booked through Carlos. He didn't call me.
Well, what did he do? Did he just do a series of matches, run a program?
Yeah, just matches.
So no little program with anyone working there?
Well, he was only there a month. He came in and said, I'll make May 1st to June 1st. And, I'll do 4 weeks. And Carlos kind of booked him. That's who he had to deal with. So I just stayed out of the way.
So nothing overly creative that you would have,
Well, but if he was in, like you said, in withdrawal, I don't know how effective he would have been. But he wasn't the Eddie that I knew before. I knew him before, not close, but this Eddie was different.
When was the first time you met Eddie then? I don't know.
I
was
think
he
Houston,
WCW briefly, or?
He was, I think. I think I met him in Houston the first time. Because the Guerreros, they were over huge in Texas, just big time over. And when he got to WWE, he had the personality to go with his talent, and he was over like Rover, as they say. So you didn't have to do anything with him that much because the people were already behind him, and he was a great heel too.